Awesome. And all right, we're back with another episode of List My Products e-commerce podcast. I am joined today by Joe Siecinski. Joe, how are you today?
I am awesome. It's an honor and privilege to be here, Alex. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here today. And Joe's a very unique guy. He got a background in engineering, and so his process in business is all about the systems, building a healthy system, and not just for today, but continuously building on what you have. Living and working in the San Francisco Bay Area, highly competitive. It's all about continuing that education and then also having that proof. So I want Joe to talk about that continuous education and roll that into his business today. But one thing I also want to notice and point out is that Joe is, about building the proof. And the only thing that Joe's got more than continuous education is positive endorsement on LinkedIn. I want you guys to go check him out after this. But with that being said, Joe, the show is yours.
Alex, thank you so much. So just a little bit of background on me. I was actually born in France, raised in Missouri, grew up in South Korea, and went to work for a little company called Hewlett-Packard here in Silicon Valley. And had in the military, had a phenomenal career. HP spent 25 years there, retired as the global support manager, and decided to retire, took a couple of years off, and then got bored. So I started up with my coaching consulting business. And as I started with that, I was having a real hard time. And so I talked to my coach and I said, I don't get what's going on here. I've got the education, I've got the experience. It's not going. And my coach says, hey, Joe, where do you live? I said, Silicon Valley. And he goes, a lot of good schools there. I'm like, yeah, Stanford, Berkeley. Yeah. And he goes, you got to up your game. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, if you were in the Midwest where, the education level's not as high, but you're in the middle of one of the highest education spaces in the world, lifelong learning makes you rich. Going to school gets you a job, but lifelong learning will get you rich. And that's when I really started focusing on reading all the books, getting the additional certification, and upping my game and writing a book. So I've written 2 books, BrainSHARE, available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. Sorry if I'm promoting it. Get the hard copy, not the electronic version. You want to take some notes. And after doing that for a couple of years, what I really figured out was building a business is like building a house. And when you build your house, you have to start with a foundation. And the biggest challenge I've seen, and I've been doing this for almost 13 years now, is the time allocation. Where do you spend and focus your time? And that evolves over the growth and the life cycle of your business. So as you're going down this path of building your business, the first space that we need to look at is the foundation, which is your time allocations. So that's kind of what the book is about, because a lot of you are both the CEO and the VP of sales and the VP of marketing and the CFO and the COO, and you got to be all these things, and it makes your head kind of start to explode and you're bouncing all over the place. And what do? So putting together your calendaring system where you're allocating your time where it needs to be at that space and life cycle in your business is key. So, setting your ultimate goal, when do you want to sell the business, allocating your time, and then getting consistency in your product or service, and then knowing your numbers. If you watch Shark Tank or any of the other things, you got to know your numbers. That's your financials. That's your revenue, your gross profit, your net profit, your cost, your number of leads you need, conversion rate, average dollar sale, number of transactions, and margins. So that's that foundation level. And if that foundation's not strong, your business will collapse sooner or later. You can build it, but if your foundation is strong, it's going to collapse. And I see that with a lot of businesses. One of my mentors, Dave Packard of Hewlett-Packard, once told me, more companies die of indigestion than starvation. And I didn't necessarily understand that until I started helping businesses. And I've been helping. My goal is to help 2,000 businesses every single year. I've been doing that for the last 11 years. Been doing it for 13. The first couple of years I struggled, as a lot of businesses do. And you really got to regroup, get your mentors, get your coaches to help you out, because you don't have to do this alone. After you get that foundation nailed down, then we move into your market positioning. Now, this is all about your target market, target market, target market. Yes, I said that 3 times because that's the most important. And then your unique selling proposition or your value proposition, your guarantee. A guarantee takes away the fear of buying, and everyone's afraid to buy. Then you move into your sales training, and then your marketing. You do sales training before marketing because it doesn't do any good to bring in a bunch of leads if you can't convert them. So your sales aspect, and then marketing, and then you do your tactical marketing and strategic marketing, and your company starts to get level. You stop that feast and famine cycle, or that's, oh, I got money, I don't have money. That whole cycle that most of us go through as we're starting up. Your business starts getting stabilized. And then we start looking at systemizing everything. And system stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. And this is where you document your level 0 and 1 processes, your level 2, your level 3, and your work breakdown structures for all aspects of the business. This is your marketing processes, your sales, your operational processes, your finance, your HR, your hiring, your firing. Everything is documented, and then start optimizing. So there's lots of ways to optimize your business with technology tools. I mean, before there were QuickBooks, we did everything manually with ledgers. Now there's QuickBooks. There's other tools to help optimize and systemize your business. Look at them, leverage them. And that's when we start actually making some money. And then we put the right team in place, because you're going to need a different team after you systemize than you do when you're starting up. And that's making sure you got the right person in the right seat on the right bus going to the right place. And then you can actually start looking at moving from a profit and loss focus to a valuation focus, because it's about how much is your company worth when you get ready to exit, because you can't take your business with you. So what is your exit strategy? Whether it's an ESOP, an employee stock ownership program, whether it's to sell it, whether it's to transfer it to someone else, whatever your personal exit strategy is, that's your ultimate goal as you set that up. What is your exit strategy? And then you can start moving towards that. And that's how we achieve our ultimate goal, because business is here to support your personal goals, not to be your life. So as we start developing our goals, it's about personal goals, not about business goals. Our business goals support our personal life. And Alex, that's what I have the privilege of doing with my clients, to help them. It's my honor and privilege, and like I said, my goal is to help 2,000 businesses every single year. And I already did that. I hit that in October for this year, and looking at helping it for next year. So I hope that answered some of your questions.
Absolutely. And I think my audience is going to love, love, love not only seeing the framework, but understanding the structure of that framework. As you know, today is a lot of technology systems available, Zapier, QuickBooks, that'll make things a lot easier than ever. But if you don't have, for example, an ultimate goal first, you can really make a lot of movement, but not go anywhere.
And I see it a lot. So when I started this in 2008, 2009 it got really ugly with the economy, and I saw a lot of businesses crash and burn because they didn't understand the framework and how to build the business. They were just running as hard and as fast as they can and not going anywhere. Michael Gerber talks about that in E-Myth Revisited. There's a lot of books out there that go through this. Read the books, read the information, get the information. Lifelong learning is a key here. Like I said, education will get you a job, but lifelong learning will make you rich, and building the business will help you achieve your goals.
Absolutely. And let's not just stop at this framework. There are several more, and for our audience, we can check out Joe. We'll drop his description, link, and bio all in the on the bottom of this video and podcast. One thing I wanted to ask you though is, working with this expansive amount of businesses, what are some of the most common pitfalls for companies that get the first level right? But what are some things that, once you've kind of crossed the threshold of, hey, I got the first part, but what are some things you see there?
Well, one the major one is time allocations. As you start growing your business, you're going to need to allocate your time differently. So you're going to need to allocate more time to sales and marketing. A lot of people allocate, they'll do a strategic marketing plan, and then they'll do a tactical marketing plan, and they'll say, okay, let's allocate the resources to do that. And they say, I don't have any resources. So the
Absolutely, yeah,
biggest constraint is typically time and how you're allocating that. And identifying the biggest constraint in your business, because that's the only one that matters. Goldratt talks about this in the book, The Goal, or the Theory of Constraints. The biggest constraint is the only one that matters. As a CEO or as a leader in the company, identifying that biggest constraint and addressing that one is critical. And then not having a robust strategic marketing plan. So as people start growing, they're like, okay, I'm going to focus on this type of marketing strategy. Well, my recommendation is 10 different marketing strategies with no more than 10% of your revenue coming from any single strategy. If you do, then your business is at risk if that strategy collapses. So what are your multiple marketing strategies, and putting that systematic process in place and testing and measuring. Marketing is about ROI. You spend $1, you get $3 back or $5 back, whatever your financial requirements are based on your gross profit. Did that help?
I think so. Absolutely. And not just, not just seeing the framework. The one thing I heard right there is identifying the biggest problem. Having the skeleton and seeing it, and it will certainly help some people understand, okay, so I was working hard, but I wasn't doing what's needed. But once you figure that out, the next part is understanding, okay, who's going to have the information, experience, and time to point out what I need to do next. And so I would say Joe would be a great resource for that.
It's my honor and privilege. Like I said, my goal is to help 2,000 businesses. So whether it makes sense for us to work together or not, I don't know. But I do guarantee if we get together for a call, you'll walk away with some tips and techniques to help the business move forward and help you both professionally and personally, which is the most important, on achieving your goals.
And what's the website where people can find you at?
That's brainsharecoach.com. And if you go there, give us a call. We'll be happy to send you a free gift certificate for a workshop of your choice, wherever it is that you're in the space that you're at in your business of where you need to focus. And we'll dive into that. And it's a free workshop for anybody that gives us a call. And brainsharecoach.com. And it's our honor and privilege. There's also a YouTube channel that's got a ton of information that can help every business owner as you move forward. And get a mentor. I've got 2 coaches myself, and I've been doing this for 13 years, and I still want someone else to kind of look and see what's going on. As my coach says, you can't see the bald spot in the back of your head, but everybody else can.
That's great. That's great. Whether it's with Joe or any resources that are available, just keep learning, keep going, because this is a competitive marketplace. And as technology becomes more and more able to optimize your systems, it's going to get more competitive. So you're going to have to work even harder, but it will be easier if you get the right path, which Joe is a great example of. So thanks again, Joe, for coming on the show today.
Well, Alex, thank you. It's my honor and privilege to be here. You're awesome, and your audience is awesome. So anything I can ever do to help, let me know. It's my honor and privilege.
All right, it's Joe Siecinski from BrainSHARE. I'll catch you later, Joe.
Thank you.